Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 22nd. So we're just going to jump right in here, Cancer. And in your current general energies, you have this card that says, it's time to take action. And look, you have this new moon in Aries. You have Aries and Aries right here. So it is definitely time for you to make a move. For some of you, this could be a person that it's time for you to make a move on. I think that for some of you, maybe you've been patiently waiting to, for some of you, maybe you've been waiting to like get out in public to meet new people. And I kind of feel like this is saying like, now is the time. There's like a person who is maybe waiting for you, maybe not literally waiting for you, but it's like if you go out, you're going to find a person is what this is saying. So, I feel, look at this, rushing communication. This looks very good to me here, Cancer. I would get moving if I were you, especially if you're looking for love. Like, damn, this is a good reading, Cancer. It could be an Aries. It could be a water sign. You have a lot of fire here. I would say if it's not if it's not a fire sign, it could just be, there just could be a lot of desire in this connection, like obviously going this way. So definitely something to think about, but, I feel like it's time to kind of like get moving. It is the end of the retrograde. The retrograde is over, and technically you might be watching this a week early, so that's why I'm saying technically, if you're watching this the week of the 22nd, then we're finally out of the shadow, which is great. So it's like it could be time for you to kind of like make your move here. For those of you that don't want love, I kind of feel like it's interesting. I'm just going to show you here. Going this way, I feel like it's time for you to like make your move on destruction. You have the Tower, but it's kind of giving me this feeling that some of you, there could be something that is like falling apart in your life and you're just ready for a new beginning. Like literally on the Ace of Wands, there's a castle that's crumbling in the background. And the Ace of Wands kind of represents out with the old, in with the new. So, clearly there's like, whether you want love or not, doesn't matter. I feel like this is saying that something that is falling apart is leaving your life. And it's like in the release that you are going to find your success. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here. You have the King of Cups. Number one, definitely feel this could be a person. It could be a Pisces that's coming in for you. You have the High Priestess. It could also be a Scorpio. You have the Tower as well. And you also have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. So, take it how it resonates. But I definitely feel this could be a person. It might involve travel here. Knight of Swords, this card. You have the Tower, which can represent a move as well. So, take it how it resonates. But I feel like it's a very deep person at the very least. There's this whale over here. It looks like a fish, but it's meant to be a whale. And he's in the middle of the ocean. And it kind of just represents the fact that, it could be a person who has multiple layers. I always say that, this isn't like accurate tarot, but I always think of the King of Cups as like an onion person, right? I don't think they smell like an onion. I just think that it's probably a person who has a lot of different layers. Again, I always look at, to me, tarot is a spectrum. It's like, it could be, King of Cups can be negative or can be all the way over here and could just be a person who has like a lot of emotional layers. Or maybe they kind of like do a lot in their life, or they have a lot of different, aspects to themselves. And, I kind of get that type of person here. You have the Strength card, so I feel like you've been very patient. It's kind of also interesting. I have the word gift popping into my head. It would make sense to me if this was a Scorpio as well, because, Scorpio in their readings has been getting like this weird message that they could be receiving the gift of a person that was for someone else, meaning like maybe it's you is what I'm trying to say here. Like if you were, in a connection where you thought it was really going to go somewhere and it didn't, it's almost like you were a gift for that person. And now you being the gift could be, the universe could be like, well, I'm just going to give this gift of a person to someone else who's amazing, who deserves it, right? But it could be vice versa as well. It's like you could be attracting a person like that who has maybe been through something that has developed their strength. And, again, they could be a gift for you as well. And maybe they were meant for someone else who screwed up. So, I kind of feel like this is a good thing, not a bad thing. I also feel, again, if you know this person, I feel like you are noticing a change in this person. Like, let's say you work with them. You have a lot of Wands cards here, which could also represent like friendship as well, for example. So, I sometimes, again, not accurate tarot, but, I read tarot with like certain clues in mind. Like the Wands cards to me sometimes represent social energy. And so, again, it could be like a friend. Maybe you've noticed some sort of change in them, or like and I mean like a positive change, like growth. Strength card is a card of personal growth. She has to tame that lion every single day, and that lion represents like her inner voice, her inner critic, her inner demons, and it's something where she is working on that every single day. And so if you've noticed that in a person, that could be the person that you're attracting. And again, it could be like a friend, might be someone you don't see that often. So it's like, sometimes I think people change and we don't really notice the change because, we see them all the time. So it's like, it's more gradual, right? I feel like this is more significant if this message is for you. It's like very like hard start, hard stop type of energy here. So let's see. With the Emperor, you have the Tower. Or like, are you kidding? Going from here down to the Tower. So I would allow this destruction if like something is falling apart. I know that sounds scary, but I don't think it is. Again, we're going to see a lot of Tower moments over the next like 10 years or so. So, I would also say like I don't even worry about the Tower nowadays. To me, it's just a sign of the times. With the King of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands. Like, are you kidding? There's clearly a lot of attraction, a lot of desire here if this is love. The other thing I would say is if you're not interested in love, and even if you are, but having these two cards together really, and especially with the Emperor as well, really tells me that you need to be bold and assertive and really go for what you want. We are definitely in a time where I feel like it's the only way to be. It's like you're gonna have to really go for something. You're really gonna have to give something the old, college try, right? You're really gonna have to really put in effort. You can't just dabble, right? It's like Pluto and Aquarius. When you think about it, Aquarius is a star card. She's kind of like dipping her toes in the water, right? Normally on the star card, but I always say no. We have to like dive in, cannonball into the deep end if we want to be successful at something like a business or our career, or like whatever it is that we're trying to do. It could be anything like health, right? It's like me, this year I've been changing my health. 0 cheat days. And I quit drinking, so it's like cold turkey, and I did this because of how the energy is. It's like, it's like, there is no like, oh, you can have a cheat day. Oh, you can have a drink when you go out or whatever. I've completely quit all those things because I, work with the energy. So, that's what I would say there. But, with the Strength card, you have I can't even read it. You have the 5 of Swords because it won't focus. But, again, it's giving me the vibes that, you are winning something. Look at those 2 people on the card with the swords pointed at them. Again, for some of you, it's like I would be careful of a person's ex because, like, look at this. Knight of Swords rushing in. Here going this way. So for some of you, it's like you could be attracting a person where when their ex sees the 2 of you together, it could cause some problems. So I would do whatever you can to avoid it. I actually feel like this person, like if you're attracting a person, they won't even, deal with their ex. They'll just like be like, no, get lost. So wouldn't worry about it. But, it's kind of interesting that I said that you could be getting the gift that was for someone else. And they probably know it. Next, we are going to look at, what are we doing here? What you need to know right now. You have this path to knowledge. It says you are journeying into the realm of knowledge to assist in your personal growth. Yes, you have this card, like you cannot make this up. This card says the time is now. It is time to act now without hesitation. Move past the old and move forward. Yes, it is clearly time for you to kind of like start moving towards some sort of new beginning or towards something that you're creating with that Ace of Wands. Again, the Ace of Wands could be something very creative as well. So if you have like creative project ideas, creative business ideas, if you have creative ideas in your career, I would get moving. It's like I can't give you all the examples, but I keep telling people, it's like, we had a bunch of this energy in Capricorn. It's like if there was ever time, if you have a career, for example, right? If there was ever time where you could go to your boss and be like, look, if there's something you hate about your job, if there's ever time, you could go to your boss and be like, look, I'm really good at doing, whatever these activities are, but I hate doing this. Let's create a new position where I can just focus on what I'm good at. Your boss will probably say yes. So it's like we have to be creative. We have to, kind of squeaky wheel gets grease. But again, if there was ever a time where we could kind of like, create opportunities in work and business or, create our own positions in work or business, it would be right now. So, I kind of feel that's what this whole entire reading is saying. It's time for you to kind of like reinvent something here. You have the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Wands is growth. And I don't know what happened to this camera, but the other day, well, actually, I do know what happened to this camera. I dropped it. I pushed it over, and now it won't focus. So I don't know. I might have to get a new lens or something, but we'll take a look at it after. Anyway, again, there's clearly a very passionate new opportunity coming in for you. Again, this castle back here is meant to look like it's crumbling because Ace of Wands is out with the old, in with the new, and there's clearly a much better opportunity that's coming in for you at this time. You do have the Knight of Swords here. So again, the only Tower moment I do see is if you're attracting a new person, I kind of get the vibes that maybe their past person like messages you on Instagram or something like that. And, I would just block this person. I think they're just miserable and they see that their gift is going to someone else. So, I would just ignore it. The other thing that I would say here is I wouldn't rush anything. If you're like dealing with a new person, just take your time and kind of like allow it to progress. The other thing I'm getting is, sometimes, not always, but sometimes I feel like the Knight of Swords is about getting a second opinion. So if you're like spending money, if something happens to your house or your car or something, Tower twice, right? And, let's say your car breaks down or something and you have a mechanic that's like, oh, this is going to cost $1 million. No. The Knight of Swords says get a second opinion, because sometimes I just feel that with the Knight of Swords. So definitely get a second opinion. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I feel like your fortunes are changing. I mean, literally in your next row, you have this Great Fortune card, which is amazing. I feel like there could be great fortunes coming in for you. It could be in the form of a person who's like very fortunate and, because you get to be with them, it could be leading to like more fortunate situations in your life. So let's see where this is going for you here, Cancer. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Chariot. The Chariot, of course, is a victory, and it could represent a new beginning. The Chariot kind of represents, setting yourself apart. It's a card where normally he has the city behind him, and everybody's been getting the Chariot lately, and I've been saying to everyone that it is a time where we kind of have to set ourselves apart. With the Knight of Swords, you have the King of Cups twice. So, are you kidding? Definitely the same person here. I kind of feel like this person, is also this King of Wands here. So you could be attracting like a water sign with fire, or it could be a fire sign with a bunch of water in their chart. Like I said, take it how it resonates. But I feel like this person's probably very bold, very confident. You're definitely divine counterparts here. If you're not looking for love, you have a lot of clues to me for moving. Again, Tower can represent a move, actually, Chariot. And the King of Cups is my card of the home. I have certain cards in the tarot that I personally call clue cards, and the King of Cups to me is a card of like the home, and it can represent a move. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Four of Wands. Are you kidding? Definitely marriage. You could be meeting a person that you will marry in the future, and it will change your fortunes, clearly. And, it could be very surprising. I don't really get a bad feeling off of this Tower card. I feel like the Tower just could say that, there's like surprises or it changes your life in some way. So, there you go. Even in your next row, which represents the unexpected, you have this distant horizon card and this Great Fortune card. So I feel like there are great fortunes coming in for you in the future. I also feel there's a lot of change coming in for you in the kind of like near future. I would say maybe not this month, but, as we move through the summer, I think that if you come back to this reading, let's say like at the end of August, you will probably see that I was right. I think that by the time we get to the end of the August, your life could be completely different. And, with the Tower twice, Tower is a major shakeup. So clearly there's some sort of significant change coming in for you. I feel like it's going to change your fortunes in a good way, clearly, because you have this Great Fortune card. You have the King of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Tower here. Again, it could be that the Tower could just say that what's unexpected is that, a person that you're looking at is interested in you. So, I'd say go for it. The King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, and really going for something. And that's the other thing that I feel could be like a little bit unexpected here. If you have a big goal, wish, or dream, something that is like your dream accomplishment or something where you say to yourself, if I could do this, I think I even said it in your mid-monthly reading. Didn't I say something to you about like, if life was perfect, because I'm pretty sure I commented on the Gay Hendricks book, The Big Leap, where in that book he kind of says, if everything worked like 100% perfectly, what would that look like for you? And I'm not saying life is perfect, and of course nothing ever works 100% perfectly, of course not, but, it's like, what would it look like? Can you imagine it? Because I feel like there's something that's pretty darn close to perfect that could be, coming in for you. It's clearly a new beginning. You're clearly going to have to let something crumble, Tower twice, Ace of Wands, the castle crumbling in the background. Again, castles represent establishment. We literally have Pluto going back into Capricorn. Pluto going from Capricorn to Aquarius is the death of establishment. We're going to see, look at all the banks that are collapsing. There's going to be a hell of a lot more than that. So again, we're seeing it in the real world, but it's also going to happen in our inner world as well. But this is probably a good thing. It's going to lead to something better. The High Priestess could be a Pisces coming in for you. It could also be that something has a lot of potential. Again, she has no roof over her head, and it kind of represents the fact that something that you're thinking about working on or doing has unlimited potential. Basically, there are no limits to how high or how good something can be. So, love it. You also have the Tower here. Again, I kind of just feel like something needs to crumble in your life. It could be like a past idea, a past situation. I almost feel like it's already happened because you have the Tower coming up over here. This could also say that you need to take action so that there won't be a Tower moment. Like sometimes, I think we get an idea in work or business, and if we don't take action on it, someone else is. So I feel like this is like saying it's time for you to get moving on something that you are thinking about working on or creating, because it's going to lead to a lot of fortunes in your life, clearly. With the King of Wands, you have the Six of Pentacles. I like the Six of Pentacles because it's like a card of planting seeds, which we have Uranus and Taurus right now. And so with Uranus and Taurus, I'm a big fan of planting seeds, trying new things, seeing what works, and then doubling down on the things that work, which I think everybody needs to get better at right now. It's like there are certain things that work in work, business, love, whatever. And if you double down on those things, you're going to be much more successful. With the High Priestess, you have the Temperance card. Temperance is about alchemy, turning one thing into another. So, I feel like a lot of you could be working on turning your life around or just improving situations in your life. With the Tower, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is like quick success. So I do feel like there could be quick success coming in for you here with the Eight of Wands. I also feel like you could be making like fast progress in your life with this energy. So, for a lot of you, it's like you're progressing very quickly. And again, like I said, I feel sometimes the Tower can just be an unexpected surprise where something moves a lot faster than you think. So, it's like if you're thinking about, rebuilding your business or transforming your business and taking it new direction with that Ace of Wands. Again, Ace of Wands would be like a much more creative direction. It's like sometimes I think people are like too stiff in work or business where they're like, oh, I got to follow this like exact formula so, that I can be like, perfectly have everything organized, and, they get like a little bit too nerdy about it, when it's like I've met some loosey-goosey business owners who just like do whatever the hell they want and it works. So I kind of feel this is like saying be more, it's not that you shouldn't be organized or anything, but maybe you should be more creative, or maybe you have some creative ideas for your business, but you think like, oh, all the other businesses that I have do it this way. But maybe they just don't have the balls to do it your way. So, I would say that your way clearly could lead to a lot more success. Next, you have this Legal Matters card. Again, this last row is meant to represent the good stuff, so it'll be good no matter what. And this here says, face your life honestly, no matter how inconvenient that truth might be. If you choose to proceed with integrity and honesty, you will find yourself on a stable pathway toward success. You also have this Pessimistic Attitude card, so clearly your attitude could actually be improving, because again, this is the good stuff. It says, become more aware of the trap that your language creates, and don't be so quick to look at all the negatives, instead thinking about all the possibilities that could come from a particular situation. So again, clearly I feel you are thinking more positive, because this is coming up in the area of the good stuff. In this row, you have the Four of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Four of Swords is a card of recovery, so a lot of you could be going through like a healing. There's also this like person right here blessing another person in that stained glass window. So I feel for a lot of you, you could be receiving some blessings here. And I also feel like you could be getting something that you've asked for. He's like praying here. And so if you've asked for like ideas or inspirations from the universe, it's like, and if you haven't yet, I would, because I feel like this is like in the area of the good stuff. It's like the universe is saying, hey, ask for what you want. We will, we will bring it to you. For others, you could be asking for like a specific love type situation or whatever. And it's almost like you're actually getting what you ask for. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles says teamwork makes the dream work. So anything you can do to work on a team would be very beneficial at this time. I also do feel that some of you could be receiving recognition for your work that you do. So, it's like you could be getting some, like a good review or something that boosts your business if you have a business, and, I feel that'll be good. And you have the Nine of Wands as well. So Nine of Wands is like the wounded warrior, but the Nine of Wands says, do not give up, keep pushing towards new opportunities. It's also my card of experimentation. It's like my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So it'd probably be a good time for you to try like any of your creative ideas in business. We literally, see it this way right here. It's going to lead to a victory. Look at this. With the Four of Swords, you have the Sun. I'm telling you, like, again, rarely in life do I think you can ask for something and get exactly what you're asking for. I literally feel this reading is saying, like, ask for what you want in whatever area of your life if you haven't already, because the Sun is the best card in the tarot, so I feel like you're going to get exactly what you're asking for. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. If you are dealing with a legal matter, you have that Legal Matters card, and you have the Justice card. This could be a favorable outcome. Sometimes I do think the Three of Pentacles is more of like a agreement, between two parties. So, if you're dealing with something legal, this could be some sort of agreement. For others, this could just be you getting justice in the sense that you've put a certain amount of work into something with the Three of Pentacles, and it's like you're getting, you're getting equal energy back from whatever you're working on, whether this is in work, in business, in your health, whatever. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, Ten of Pentacles is like amazing. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. I personally consider it to be the best love card in the deck. Yes, it's a Pentacle card, but there's the family on the card. It kind of represents, building and leaving a legacy, having everything you want in a connection. So, definitely could be a very solid connection if you want love. Could also be just great increases in your finances. And clearly, if you're changing anything in your work, I feel there's going to be a ton of success for you in work or business. I mean, this whole entire reading is really good for like action or action taking, or even asking for a raise, asking for a promotion. Any of that stuff I feel will lead to great fortunes. You have that Great Fortune card. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this love card. I mean, obviously the whole entire reading was basically about love. So there you go. It could be an Aries as well, by the way. You have this Fortune card. Are you kidding? Clearly there are great fortunes. It's like Lady Fortune is on your side here, I feel. So I feel like there could be very fortunate situations coming in for you, situations where you feel very abundant. You have this Servant card. So I feel like I don't feel like servant. I don't think it's a servant. I think that this is more like about something wants to serve you, as in like, there could be a person who wants to serve you coming in. It could be a business situation that is really supportive for you. Again, you have that Legal Matters card, Justice, Three of Pentacles. These are kind of cards of equal give and take. So there's like much more balanced opportunities entering into your life. You have this gift card. I'm almost positive I said the word gift earlier in the reading. So there you go. Yeah, because I was talking about the Four of Swords as well. It's like you've been praying for like a gift or, something. So I feel there's literally a gift coming in for you. And finally, you have this Merchant card. I'm telling you right now, this was also, not only was it like a love reading, it was also a business reading. For those of you that are in business, that have a business, even if you have a career, there's clearly some sort of change some sort of big improvement coming in your career that's going to either, make you more money or make you more successful. So, Cancer, this is a freaking amazing reading. I love this. There is clearly some good stuff coming in here, but looks good. So, thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.